Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. And this is my second time live today. I haven't been live for nearly 2 weeks, but today I'm on it. So I don't want to keep this stamp set here because it just causes glare. So I'm still sticky from what I was doing before. So I did a live this afternoon, and during that the chat on that. Oh, hi Shaz, hi Nessa, hi Glenna, hi Randy, you all fell in at once there. Did you fall over each other coming in the door? Hi Bev. Hi Bev. So I was just getting warmed up. There's too many shadows here and I don't know how to sort them out. That's just worse. Let's try putting that. Is this one? That's not that that's causing it. Is it that one that's causing it? No. What light's causing this shadow? None of them. It's just there. That is weird. I'm going to leave that off for a minute and see. Right, so I've got different shadows. Hey Cindy! Okay, so earlier on today I did do a live. Some of you were here and some of you weren't. I'm going to get rid of this sticky. I'll turn it over and not be too wasteful. But right, so let's just have a quick talk. I've got rid of that horrible shadow, so I hope you can see well enough. There's an overhead light and I like that I've got over. I need to get something done about it. Yeah, it's not so bad on YouTube as it is on Facebook, but there still is a wee lag. Yeah. Anywho, we're here. So, Caroline's, oh hi Robin, and you come. Cozy up everybody. It's an airy evening here in the UK. So I have put on a wee fire, so if you want to get cozied up, and yeah, get a wee drink from the table and something nice to eat Saturday evening. This is how we roll. We rock and roll, don't we, girls and boys? So, watercolour pencils. See the cup I keep mine in? Thought I'd share that with you. I'm just saying don't steal the pen because I'm writing my own story. Yeah, we've not got a sunset here, but is it slightly early for our sunset? But sort of cloudy, but I dodged out. I got the walk, had a lovely roast pork dinner, and then dodged out a little quick walk again, and so we're feeling good. We're on the move. So I've got my watercolour pencils. If Caroline doesn't join us, I'm sure she'll be able to watch on the replay. So Little Dreamers stamp set. Actually, a few weeks ago, I just remembered I stamped and cut out, fussy cut, you know that. One day I had an idea that I might do something and then didn't. So Caroline saying that she had bought. Hi, oh, I'm on your telly, Helen. No pressure. Hi, Cindy, Mrs. Clean and Tidy Porch. Saw that earlier on. Well done, you. As you're just getting it all set up for me joining you this evening. Wouldn't that be good? Right, so I had stamped and fussy cut these, and then forgotten what I was going to do with them, so they're in my little basket. My little box of, oh look, there's one I sort of started colouring in. A little box of tricks, you know, like extra die cuts and bits and bobs. So does anyone else have one of them leftovers? So as I say, Caroline said she isn't really sure how to use the pencils. Now, I am not an expert on colouring as in shading and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not confident in that, but what I can show is different ways to use the pencils. And then I thought we might make up, I've got some like cards bases here, we might make up a few cards with them. So I just think we'll start with the Leons, the Bee Leons. I've got 3 of them, and I've got 3 different ways to use your pencils. Yeah, so 3 lions, jar of pencils. So what will we pull out? Not Calypso Coral. We'll sort of go with this sort of colourish. Well, we've got Daffodil Delight and Daffodil Delight. Very good. A bit of pumpkin pie. I actually thought there was a other yellow called, and I should have a Calypso Coral. Got 2 pumpkin pies. I've got 2 or 3 packs mixed up here. I did buy the newest pack as well. Cajun Craze. Yeah, I think this is crushed curry. It doesn't look like crushed curry on there, but it is. I don't know, that just... So I want to show you just how easy these are to use. So the first thing that I'm going to use them with is our blender pen. So the pack of watercolour pencils, there's 2 different packs that you can buy, and they're in the annual catalogue. And I have one here. Let's see quickly. There are 2 packs. They're not hugely expensive. Ink and colouring. Do you think they're on 136? No, that's colouring tools. They're never going to come to me right away, are they? Shout if you see them. Does anyone else know the page number quicker than me? Not that way anyway. Yeah, that's why when Caroline said that, I thought, you know, I do reach for my blends. Where are they, girls and boys? Here they are. On page 125, there's 2 packs. So I do have both packs. One has 13 pencils and one's got 10 pencils in it. And we can use them with our water painters, which I have out somewhere. Stampin' Up suggests you use them with water painters or this blender pen. I also like to use them with a bit of Wink of Stella, and I've given myself a brand new Wink of Stella this evening to play with, because, you know, if you're not kind to yourself, you can't expect other people to be. I've just pulled out a Calypso Coral too. Right. Yeah, probably, Cindy, that's probably the sensible thing to do, but I don't know, I just did it, so. Anyway, anywho, what was I about to do? The thing with this is, you can use these pencils like, you know, normal colouring pencils, and you can keep adding more, but there are lots of people that can show you that. What I'm going to show you is just the scribbly way. Seriously, these watercolour pencils are so fab. So I'm just putting some pumpkin pie where I would like pumpkin pie to be on this lion, and I'm seriously just making this up. So, and then I've got some crushed curry, and I'm going to pop the crushed curry here and a bit under there, and then some Daffodil Delight. There. I'm not even colouring the whole bit in. We'll give his wee face a bit of colour, some yellow around here. And look, I am scribbling. Remember when your mum said, stop scribbling? Well, here I am, Mum, I'm scribbling. And then this arm here, some yellow on here, and honestly, you'll be surprised. And I'm just scribbling a bit of yellow on his body, and a bit on his tail. And we'll give him a wee orange tip. Was that? Yep, a wee orange pumpkin pie tip on his tail. Venus Paradise, is that a brand? So I've given myself a nice new blend tonight as well. Blender pen. Right, so this is, it's got a fluid in it. I don't even know what's in here. But then, and I'll go with the lighter, I'll go on the yellow bits first and just look. Just smooth the colour out with this. I think it's like glycerine or something like that that's in there. That just spreads your colour out. It does take away the crayon marks, so you wouldn't use this if you really want your crayon marks to show and you've really taken your trouble of getting all your shading and your light, you know, your lights the way you want them. I don't know that brand, we didn't have that brand I don't think here. And then we'll just, the same, I'm doing wee circular motions, you can do strokes, it's up to yourself. And that just brings the colour. Now I stamped this with Memento, but because it's dry I'm not too worried about it running. You do have to think about which black ink, if you're stamping with black, that you're using. And because I'm doing mostly watercolour based, I probably should have stamped it with the Stays On, because it doesn't mix with the water. You see these watercolour pencils? I had a lady in my team a couple of years ago who is an artist, and she's used all kinds of brands of watercolour pencils, and she said these equal, you know, the top end brands. So they're equally as good. Obviously there's not as many colours, but she said they're equally as good. And then you can just get the colour off onto your scratch paper. And that's your wee lion. We need to give him, what colour will we give him? A nice bright star. Will we find him a blue star? Balmy blue star, shall we? And you can, Pauline, you're more than welcome. We've got the wee fire on because it's a bit airy tonight, and I'm just playing. Now, if you really want to learn to colour, you know, with some real skill, check out JazzleDazzleCraft, because Jay and Barry do a colouring course where you really will learn in-depth colouring. This is just showing you how to get some colour on with your watercolour pencils. And I think because of the tool Stampin' Up gives a, oh, see, there you go. So you can mix the colours. But you're really supposed to. So this just spreads the colour out. And there you go. Gina, you come. Just come away in and huddle up. Get something from the table to eat and drink and just huddle up together. So there's my wee lion. I don't think he looks too bad. What do you think? And that was with the blends. So we'll pop him over there. He's the blends one. This time, now, we'll have to be a bit careful because I'm working on normal basic black. You could obviously have a very wet lion and you could stamp with Stays On onto our fluid 100 watercolour paper. This is the most amazing watercolour paper I've ever worked with. Now, I have done quite a lot of art in my past. Just, you know, I've done watercolour. I've used a lot of different brands of watercolour paper, but this stuff is just beautiful. It's 100% cotton. It is fabulous. Love it. So we might do that at the end just to show you the difference, but I will use a watercolour pen on this, but what I won't do, that's the big one, I'd rather have the little one, the finer one here. Now, as you can see, I have been using them. That's because I've been designing a re-inker class, so this is pretty yucky. So, oh, we'll just, it sucked the colour in, we'll just get a bit of kitchen rag paper, because I don't know. That's what I do, folks. I thumb my way into most videos. So I'm just getting the colour off this one. Off the I mean, the water's a bit pink, but be alright. Do you know what? I wonder if I can change. Do you know what I can do just to save me going to the bathroom? Well, to change these, I don't have any other need to go to the bathroom. Look, I can swap the nibs around. It's just because I want the finer nib. But I want the clear water. Oh, thanks, Gina. Yeah, do remember that you can share people's videos to Pinterest or, you know, any of your other social media, just in case any of your friends or followers are interested in joining. It's Saturday night here in the UK, and here we are hanging out with our watercolour pencils. Right, so there's two ways to use your watercolour brush with your pencils. So we'll do two in this. So you can use the tip of your watercolour brush and pick up the colour from your pencil, and then you just use that. If you were just doing it on your watercolour paper, you could of course flood the paper so that your paint, your ink moves. But I'm just showing you different ways. Obviously you can play with them and perfect them. So that's one way. I keep wanting to sing that song one way or another. I'm going to get you. So I'm going to clean up off the tip here. They are cute, the lions, aren't they? Right, so then if we follow the same sort of idea as we did, was just add some scribbly bits. Do you know, I can hear my mum saying, that's all scribbles, go and do that again. And do your best work this time. Here's my best scribbles. Hee hee. And again, so this is what we did earlier, you know, just scribble that colour in. get it on the paper, and then it's a bit like magic painting. Did y'all do magic painting when you were little? With some dottage on the lion's belly? Oh, no pressure. No pressure. We might do some splatter once we get them on the card. What do you think? And then the yellow on his tail. I mean, obviously you can choose your colours. You can't, as you saw in that one, I did blend some daffodil yellow and some crushed curry, and again I can add, you know, I can add that in there. And then again, you know, use your again, don't want to flood this, just using a wet tip, and then just spread in your colour with the water, so it just reacts with the water. See? I love magic paint. Do you know what? I also, if you do have, you know, young children or your grandchildren around, is just giving them a jar of water on some concrete slabs, a jar of water and a paintbrush, and just let them paint with water, because that really is magic. It cleans up easily afterwards. That was one of my favourite activities when I was a childminder, way back in the day. I don't want to get this too wet because it isn't watercolour paper, but do you know, it's taken it quite well, just the dampness from this here. That's alright, isn't it? So there's the one with the water, that's the one with the blends, and this one we'll do with the Wink of Stella. So I just thought, well, I was about to open it and put it ready, but I thought there might be someone here, pardon me, who's got a Wink of Stella and doesn't know quite what to do with it. So Wink of Stella is important to have in your Stampin' stash. It's a very magical paintbrush. So what you have to do is take the lid off, unscrew the barrel, take out this little spacer, and then screw the barrel back on, and then obviously use your scrap. I'm just actually thinking, and I haven't done it before now, what a really good little marker for your knitting that would go, because it would transfer from one needle to another easily. Sometimes I use the wee colour rings from a toothbrush topper thing. Right, so there is a channel where this comes down from, and I can't see it. There it is. See that white bit there? That's where the channel that the fluid comes down. So I just want to prime this a little. See it starting to come now? And I don't want to completely flood it, but I want it to start. Come on. It's coming down. I don't want a whole flood, so I don't want to squeeze it with all my might. I just need to get it to start coming down. There, it's coming now, look. You see the sparkle on my towel. So again, we'll go with a blue star, and again, like I did with the water painter, you can pick up the colour and paint it on, and this gives you a very brilliant sparkly finish. So you kind of can use the pencils in the same way as you would use a little pan of, you know, the little pan squares of watercolour. You can also still do this way as well. I just want to get the, always just use a bit of rag or kitchen paper and get the colour off, and then just go over it, and the Mink of Stella will activate the colour. So you'll get a very, so are you all okay there? I've not, no one's commented for a wee while. I'm worried that you're all a bit lost. Yeah, I just did use my aqua painter, Randy. Oh, coffee time! Thank you! Thank you very much. There we go. Coffee. From Mr. T. Right, and then we'll... they're lovely, and they're not hugely expensive. You can blend it a bit. You can also, you do have white. Link the phone to the TV and then technology's messed you up, yeah. So you love a naked phone? Really? Oh my goodness. Alright then, whatever. We've got the white, we can go back in and highlight things as well. So, do you know? I'm trying to keep them similar to each other so that then you can see the slight differences. If I use the same sort of colours, you can see the different mediums, what they do. You and your thumbs, Cindy. It's me and my sausage fingers usually. He's going to be, this one's going to be a real sparkly guy. I think we'll give him an orange. An orange beard. See, it just smooths it out. Makes me look like I'm a real artist. Do you know, it doesn't really matter what the results are. I've relaxed and enjoyed the process, and I keep saying that. I can't emphasise it enough, you know. The process is way more important than the product. You know, what you make is totally irrelevant as long as you've relaxed and enjoyed it. Whoops. I didn't make such a good job of the cutting out there. I want to just take that little bit out. Oh, I just got a pain went right up my shoulder there. Oh my goodness. See this getting old thing? Gosh. Doesn't have to bring some aches and pains. Okay, your eyes, you've got somebody just setting things up. Yeah, you can. If you've got a wing Costello and it runs out, fill it up with water and you can still use it for these. So yeah, you don't necessarily need to add to have aqua painters, water painters, whatever you want to call them. Right, so I'm just going over all this yellow now that I've plonked on there. We've just got these happy wee lions. It's okay, isn't it? So we might colour in more of these. I quite like the wee cows, but I think first of all I'm going to just do something simple. So just, I don't know on camera if you can see the difference. That's with the blend pen, that's with the water painter. You have to be careful not to use too much water on this because this card will pill, and that's why watercolour paper sometimes is your friend. And this one is with our wing Costello, so he's quite sparkly. Now I think something very simple should work. Hi Judy, in you come. In you come, just having a wee Saturday session here. Now I think I just need something, a wee bit of background for him, and we need a sentiment. So what we got? Put that back in there. And then we'll give him a wee bit of a watercolour wash. So probably do that. I'll probably stamp the sentiment after. I'm going for the simplest of compositions, but what I'm thinking is to pull, this one just says blue, it doesn't say which blue. I wonder what other colour, what would contrast behind them. Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana. Right. I've got this wide aqua painter here. That could be dirty. Where did that bit of, where did my plodge of kitchen paper go? Goodness me, what, oh gosh, don't have that on card. Just want, I've got the wide one here, so I'm thinking. I just wanted to clean it off, make sure I've not got other colours on it, because you know me, that can happen. I don't know if this will work or not. I think actually what I'm going to do is scribble some colour on. And then take the aqua painter over it. Hey Heather. Not wet enough. So it's the just making sure that it's wet but not too wet. Right, just leave it at that. But we're using our pencils rather than our other colouring mediums. Just where is the one that we used? That is the one that we used with watercolour. So I'm going to try and do the same sort of background on each of, but use the different mediums. Well, it was a hasty walk, Heather, just a very quick one. Isn't it? So I'm going to put a sentiment here and then I'm just going to pop him on. Yeah, alcohol and the watercolour pencils would be a bit of a faff, I think. So you could spritz it even with alcohol, but I would prefer to do that on a different. We'll just keep this simple today. So I want my sentiment here. Now, what colour shall I stamp the sentiment in? Will I just do that in black? We'll just bring in the memento for that. It's so cute, isn't it? Do you know what you should be learning from this is there are lots of ways to use the different colouring mediums that we have. Even from, I'm just doing a very limited amount tonight, and people are already suggesting other things that can be done. I want that to dry before I try to stick anything on it. And I have managed to get a blotch on there. How's that? I'm going to bring this over here so it might disguise the blotch. Well, not quite, but that'll draw your eye away from it. Thank you, Shaz. I'm going to just give this a wee blast with this heat gun. That's what it's called, isn't it? Put the lid on my ink so I don't dry it out. And then, just so I can stick this down. Which one is it? This one. Yeah, this one. So we'll get some, we'll put this one on with dimensionals. So thanks for all joining me today. It's been fun. Got me back in the loop, I think. One on his star, and one on his head, and one on his derriere, and one on his tummies to keep it balanced. There we go. Right, take the backs off, pop it on. Nice and simple, just a simple card. It just needs to dry, it's not completely dry. Yeah, so leave that one. So that was the one with the watercolour. This is the blends one, so let's do something similar. This time I think I might just go for this, just because I want to see what it looks like. Fresh freesia. Oh, you've been playing with your dog, very good. Right, so again, just as similar to what I did before with the pencil. I'm kind of using it on its side. I have no idea if any of this works, I'm just making it up, so don't, as I did say I'm not an expert. I just use them in different ways, so I thought I'd share that, at least for Caroline who was asking today. I'll get her started. lost my blend pen. Because I put them all away, didn't I? Right. Then I'm just going to take this over the pencil and just blend that in a bit. So this doesn't wet, it wets the paper a bit, but not as much as just water. I think it does have a bit of alcohol in there and possibly glycerine. Then don't want to overwork it either because it will pill. It will pill. We'll use all 3 of these sentiments, why not? Because we can. So this one, A Star Is Born. So I didn't watch the rugby, but apparently Scotland beat France this afternoon, and apparently it was a really good game. And I've watched some of the cycling in between doing other things. Watched the BMX ones or mountain bike ones from Fort William. That looked amazing. We're so lucky in Scotland with all the different World Championships cycling happening. And some from Glasgow. A Star Is Born. There we go, that's nice, isn't it? USA are playing tomorrow, okay. Right. Nope. Yeah, they're just sweet, aren't they? As I say, I had stamped them and cut them out, and then I'd forgotten what I was doing. I've got 2 or 3 things lying about here that I started and didn't finish, so the next few videos should be that, will probably be that. There we go. That was the bling. We'll possibly add some bling in a little while. You think I didn't own a bond folder? Of course I do. What's everybody else doing with their Saturday? I think you've all fallen asleep. So that's 2. One more. Don't know what other colour to use. Negative navy. That might be alright because it's going to be sparkly. Let's see. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? You're knitting, Pauline. Yeah, I started a wee crochet basket thing as well at some point today. I just pluttered about really. And this one is the Winkestella one. Oh, you're decorating a doll's house. Oh, you're one of these doll's house. Oh gee, maybe not. Maybe you want to make sure it's clean before you put it on there, but you know, this is me at my best. But we're all right. A bit of yellow just brings a bit of green, doesn't it? Just taking a wee while to get itself going, this one. You've been busy too then, Gina. I'm going to stop and have a wee drink of my coffee. And I'm going to take I had some. Here we go. I'm battling with hay fever just now, so try and make it. Excuse me while I take some medication. Well, I've got my coffee here. Right, sorry, I've done that now. So this looks quite arty when you're doing it with the Wink of Stella, doesn't it? Ooh, got a lot that time. I don't know what happened there. It's decided to blob now. Must have squeezed it too hard. Well, there's an opportunity for more sparkle. I've lost the lid. Yeah, that's right in front of me. I better put it on because it kind of was coming out a bit fast there. Where did we put the one filter? Right. Got a sparkly background, a sparkly lion, and a sentiment. Which one did I? This one says, Little Baby Big Love. That's also a nice sentiment. Hey Karen. Did I? Yeah, hi, Anya, come. So the other thing I will do before I finish is we'll get the watercolour paper and we'll do a bit of watercolouring. So that's this one. Pardon me. So the difference between the three mediums is not all that visible on camera, but to the naked eye it is. But so that's those three. I'll tidy up a wee bit and then I'll get some watercolour paper. Not to worry, Caroline, but you can come back and watch the replay because this will be available forever now. And I've shown 3 different ways to colour. So this one is done with the Blends pen, one of these. That's the Blends pen. This one here is done with the Wink of Stella. And the other one is done with not that aqua pen, with an aqua pen, a water painter. But again, you could use a jar of water and a watercolour brush if you don't have all these things. So I've demonstrated those 3 things. So I'm going to now get some watercolour paper and stamp on the watercolour paper and have a go at colouring in. So pop these just to the side just now. Oh, Gina, yeah, been there. So in the interest of letting you guys see, I'm just going to use the same stamp that we've already coloured. So we'll cut this down, but this time I'm not doing fussy cutting. Right, well, as I say, I am not an expert in colouring. If you check out my JazzleDazzleCrafts, or there's another lady in the UK, is it Songbird Stamper, Heather? Are you here, Joanna? What's Heather's name? Because she does colouring classes as well. There are people who are way more proficient at that. So I've taken half a sheet of our watercolour paper. Now I'm actually going to bring my Stamparatus out, simply because I want a nice black. Yeah, as I say, I'm just showing techniques. She can show you real colouring. Heather or Jay from the JazzleCrafts, Jay and Barry, they'll show you some watercolouring, all kinds of colouring rather. Because watercolour paper has what they call a rough tooth, sometimes your first stamping doesn't. I've got all sorts of things out here, haven't I? I don't know. Where's my normal? There it is. Right. Keep my hands apart because I just picked up both magnets. I put one down just now, right. And my JazzleCrafts, Caroline. If you watch this video back, I've given you, you know, ideas to get you started. And then you can perfect on them. Yeah. Oh, I do love the smell of this. So the reason I'm using my stamp positioner, you can no longer buy this Stamparatus by Stampin' Up, but there are plenty of stamp positional tools available. But see if you get the chance to get this one second hand or something, take it if you don't already have it. I probably didn't need my foam mat because this is a rubber stamp. I don't know what, obviously I'm getting tired now. See how I haven't got a complete, I haven't got all the ink off this. I'm just going to press on the ears again. And if you want to, you know, have a real, it'll be good to have you crafting again, Gina, but you know, if your days are full just now, there's too many things on your mind. use the stays on because we're going to use water. And once it's dry, it won't react with the water. Oh, that was good, Caroline, because it is just so good. Right, so I think that's clear enough, don't you think? So we'll just lift this off, take that. Now, some people would want you to get this cleaned right away. I quite like a wee staining of black on my stamps because I can see the outline better. I don't have stays on cleaner, I never have. But if that bothers you to have that black line there, clean it. If you buy stays on ink, then buy the cleaner and clean it off right away. There's the stamp set. Put it away. Put it away. Again, I suppose to make sure, I think we'll put the. I probably should have left more room. In fact, I'll maybe put this one and put it up there, shall I? I'll just use the Stamparatus as well for the simple same reason as that, as I did with this. In fact, I can just plonk that in the corner because I'm stamping over here. Sometimes it's not so easy to stamp. See, I nearly put that, I felt that attraction happening there. I don't need this foam mat because I've got a foam back on that stamp. I don't want to put it there because that's I'm just talking to myself here, girls. I know how it is. I'm not sure if I cleaned this properly, so let's do it now. I'm going to put it on the block. I need to put it here. We'll just pop it in there because I don't think I've left enough room there. So let's pop it in there. It could be better, so we'll just, it's yeah, the ink is actually still there that's missing. Just press a bit. I think I can have a bit more. It's just to get the ink down into the tooth of the paper. That look good. These magnets are powerful, powerful, powerful things. So be careful with them. Right, and then we'll clean that off and pop it in the box. Did you notice that lady that was here earlier on today and tidied up her stamps? Wiped them and put them away. Who's that? Where did she come from? Maybe she's still here. Look. All the stamps back in the box. Wow. Oh yeah, I just speak to myself all the time, it's not a problem. Do you know what though, girls? You know why we speak to ourselves? Because the only way to get a sensible answer, isn't it? Right, so I've got the water painter, and I had to put the pencils away, but that stuff, because I want them back out. So I wanted daffodil yellow, crushed curry, I want a blue star, that's black jammy, so blue star. What other colour? Oh yeah, pumpkin pie. I'm so bothered with hay fever I can't even tell the colours apart. Right. So this time what I want to do is, still got pink everywhere, but you know, we'll go with it. Might end up being a pink lion. Might get changed from a pink elephant. But anyway, I'm going to put the water on the star first. It's so diluted that it's okay. And then pick up the colour. So a bit just like doing watercolour painting. Pick up the colour on your aqua painter, water painter, brush, whatever you have. And then just let it move about in the water. How cool is that? I know it only says blue, but this is the one that only says blue. So I think it's, I don't know. It's not as dark as Blueberry Bushel. I think it's similar to how Balmy Blue comes out. Yeah, see that was when I used the Balmy Blue one. So I'm going to go with Balmy Blue. I think they might have missed the word Balmy Blue off. Anyway, that's our star. Then clean our brush, get the blue colour off, and then just take each area at a time and wet it. And then pick up your colour. Now this is very therapeutic. And just let it do its thing. Proper watercolouring like this is just so restful. Oh, thanks Caroline for asking today. Oh, I forgot to put the water in. For asking me to talk about your pencils today, because this is so relaxing for me. So I'm putting some water down first. Well, that was the theory, wasn't it? And then pick up the colour. I think this is on watercolour paper because I'm flooding the water first. I think you'd get in a bit of a muddle. On normal basic card it's likely to pill, but if you have some of our what was the sparkly card, the shimmer white, that it has a bit of a coating on. I want a bit more orange in here. Yeah, the shimmer white has a coating on, and it would be, but because your basic white, it just absorbs the water. And I think if you see, I keep forgetting to do this. What I did earlier was just put some colour on and just gently go over with the aqua painter. But the reason for having the watercolour paper this time was so that I can wet the area that I want to paint. So I'm taking each one and just putting the water where I want that colour to go. This time I'm going to use the, right, well, the first three methods that I used tonight all work with plain card, your basic white. The next time you're doing an order though, pop a pack of Fluid 100 on it. I've got enough colour on there. I've got too much water actually on the chest, but that's okay. We can keep adding. And then what I can do, because I have got too much water there, is just use your paper, soak it up a bit. Yeah, we're getting splattered without ordering it here now. Use this wee bib. Get tired and forgetting what I'm doing here, I'm gonna. Right. Wet my nib. I'm squeezing that for the water to come down a bit. I'm just going to do this part of his body here. Just putting some water on first. And then this time I'm going to get the daffodil yellow. Because he's a toy lion, so he can be quite a bright guy. Sounds interesting, Cindy. Sounds like you've got a creative gang going there. As long as they help you with your technology while they're on. I'm putting a bit more water in here because it's drying up. It soaks in pretty quick. Isn't that cute? So I'm going around the outline of the area, so kind of just flooding the area that I want the colour. And obviously I didn't clean the brush because that's the colour I'm adding here anyway. So I'm just picking it up off my brush, off my pencil, and adding it in. I think I want a bit more colour here because as it dries it does go back a bit. So again, you can go over it again, add some more colour. Oh, we've forgotten that arm. There you go, sorted. It's just a bit of fun. I don't often use these cartoony characters, but I'm really was short of baby cards for my stall, so here we go, another wee bundle for them. I did a bundle the other week, didn't I? So that's that. Now, I think I might manage a bit of splatter here with this. We'll see if we can do it with this. So I'm going to really wet the nib. I've got, what do you call it, crushed curry here. And then I can just flick it. Or try. There. splattering fine here. Hi Amanda, you come. What do you think, Glenna? Is that enough dottage for you? So again, and I'll just let that dry for a little while and then we'll get that into a card. But what I thought was our one that we did with this one with Wink of Stella, we can give it up. In fact, we can give them all a bit of a splatter now, can't we? Just splatter everything now. Especially for you, Glenna. I'll just give them all a bit of a Wink of Stella. That's those ones. Now, the other thing with watercolour, I mean, I could have had a wash behind him. I don't know if I want to put a wee wash in now in a sort of, what do you think? They're not, I don't know if they're true shades, but they're not bad. I'm going to go round here with Coastal Cabana. I'll probably ruin it all together, but I'm doing it anyway. If I don't like just the outline, then I can draw the colour out and just make it look like it was a background wash. So I hope, Caroline, you are going to get your pencils out and play with them. You know, any open stamp you've got that you can colour. And you can practice highlights and lowlights and shadows when you've, you know. I'm taking the water paint and I'm wetting the nib again, making sure it's clean, and then I'm just going to, from that line, just blend it out with the water. Yeah, you could do that if you wanted, Caroline, just have a wee look. But they're close enough, I think. And I'm just pulling it out a bit more. I maybe need to go around the star a bit as well because of, see, I never know where to stop. Well, if you don't have blends, then that's fine. It's fine. Just enjoy these colours because they work fine, and they're close enough if you were using like watercolour paper, designer series paper that's got our colours in, you know, to mix and match together. you go, see? Starting to look a bit artistic here. There you go. Well, there's a simple way to do one, Amanda. Right, I'm going to squeeze this down a bit, and then where's the lids? I've got a Wink of Stella here. Now what I'm going to do is splatter some water as well. I did splatter colour, but when water lands, I don't know if there's enough. Not really getting. When you get water splatter on watercolour, it does leave a change it, but I'm not thinking this water pen really isn't really, I don't want a big blob. Yeah, just let that dry a wee bit. I'm going to use my heat tool, but if you're just doing this at home, I would just let that dry naturally and come back and make a card later, but I'll just give it a wee blast. There you go, he's dried off. We'll just leave it at that. So he's even got a bit of Wink of Stella on there as well as the splatter paint. But I'm okay with that now. I'm not quite sure, I'm wondering whether I need a bit of this Coastal Cabana. Let me see if I've got a little bit just to mount that onto before to separate it from the white. I'm trying to reach for my scraps before I reach for a new sheet, see? Yeah, I think if I put that on there and then onto a white card, the difference between the watercolour paper and the card won't be so noticeable. So this is in inches and that's 3.5 by 5, so we'll just go 3.5 and a wee bit. That's not 3.5 and a wee bit, is it? Silly Janice. Definitely tired, aren't we? That won't be wasted though, they'll be used. At this time, 3.5 and a wee bit. And 5 and a wee bit. Because the sheet of watercolour paper is 5 inches by 7 inches. So I think if we pop that on to here. To just Well, see, girls, I don't want to comment, but I hear a wee buzzing noise all the time because I've got tinnitus. So maybe you're hearing my tinnitus. I know that's not possible, but yeah, if you've got a wee buzz there that you can hear, well, welcome to my world. And hay fever's making it all worse because everything else is choked up. But I'm not complaining, I'm just moaning. And I'm sure I've got one more white card base left here. And that's alright like that. But I feel the urge to add a little stamping. I just feel like I want to use these little stars and Coastal Cabana because I haven't really stamped tonight. Coloured. And I've done some sentiments. I was just thinking, just to finish this off. They really are quite simple cards, and I've quite enjoyed myself. Well, I fair enjoyed myself actually, not quite, it's not the word, I fair enjoyed myself. There's wink of Stella splatters here as well, which is good, but I'm just thinking just have some stars around the edge, why not? Just because we can. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that. I haven't tried it. Just because people would cut the reeds down, and I'm sure it wouldn't be quite so bad, but my daughter was saying she's been quite bad this last week or two as well. So I'm not alone. There's a pollen on the rise. There's a bad moon on the rise. Is she going to stop stamping? Well, they say there's more stars in the sky than there are grains of sand on the earth, so yeah, that just adds a bit of interest in the background, doesn't it? Take care, Heather. Thank you for sharing a good lot of my Saturday with me today. I mean, you never know. I might be back tomorrow, Sunday. I hope to do my normal 6 o'clock Sunday. But we'll see how we go. I never promise anything. Yeah, Stella doesn't really show up on the screen very well, but to the naked eye and to the person you give the card to, it makes all the difference in the world. So there we have it, 4 different ways to use your watercolour pencils. So this guy, he was coloured, scribbled on, and then we used the blend. Well, that's lies, that was that one. We used the blend pen for him. And then this one, we used the water painter. So we did use the watercolour brush on there, but we didn't flood the area first. And then, I mean, you have a try and see if it's okay. It's like, I'm in and out all day, Caroline. Like, I know, and throw your clothes in the wash. Have a shower, show you, like, really. I'll just suffer and moan for a couple of weeks and then it'll go away. And then that one was with the Wink of Stella. I hold it up a little bit, maybe you'll see it there. And then this one we used, sort of did it more like traditional watercolouring, where we wet the watercolour paper. But the thing is, the watercolour paper is a bit yellower than our basic white, but it's not yellow enough to be our like with very vanilla. So it's, yeah, but it works like that. If you just break up the white, it works fine. So thanks very much everyone for coming in. I've loved having you and loved being with you. And look, we've still got these ones to do. We could have some pink elephants. And we've got wee cows. But this cow ain't jumping over the moon, is it? It's fast asleep. I did start doing that one. I think, I'm not quite sure what I was using. I can't even remember. But anyway, they're for another day. They're back in that wee box of tricks. So thanks very much. Yeah, and you have a bit of a play, Caroline, and let us know how you get on. So I am just going to see if I can find the door. That's not going to happen, is it, girls and boys? Well, as I say, it's not about colouring. My tutorial wasn't really about colouring. It was just about getting your pencils out and using them and playing with them. And that's how you learn, and then you'll learn what way you like with them. You can blend them together and mix the colours, and they're so much fun. Look at the state of my eyes. Ugh. Anyway, never mind, stop looking at yourself, Janice. You're supposed to be saying good night to the people that are watching. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the products that I've demonstrated tonight, they are available in my online shop at JazzleDazzle.stampinup.net. I always forget that the whole purpose of me doing this is to try and sell some product. Anyway, thanks everyone. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday or Sunday morning if you're there, or Saturday afternoon. I've no idea what everybody's at. But we'll speak to you soon. Bye. Where's the door?